What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another mini discussion piece. So, Charlie is back as Daredevil. Oh yeah, they confirmed it. The news is out there, and this is such a big moment because if you have watched Daredevil, you know how unique that show is. There's a darkness to that show, something very in line with, if you want to compare it to something like Batman Begins or the Batman trilogy. The fight scenes, the subtleness of everything, the evilness of everything around, Kingpin, Punisher, Jessica Jones, that whole world that really worked as a series or few series. They all had their own series on Netflix, but it all worked because there is so much depth put into each of these characters. And it's great to know that that Daredevil is actually becoming a part of the MCU. So it's great. Now, the only worry that I have is that those shows, as I said, were really dark. I mean, if you compare those shows to the MCU, the only thing, in my opinion, that comes close in terms of the seriousness and not feeling like the usual MCU movie is the latest one, Eternals. Because the Eternals didn't follow the formula that every other Marvel movie has done before. Even Shang-Chi, although Shang-Chi is an amazing movie, but it more or less had that same fun kind of a feel to it. You watch Eternals and it feels completely different, right? And the reason at that point when these shows came out, Daredevil, Jessica, they worked because it was never 100% given that, oh, these shows are part of the MCU, but there were subtleness and things in there that kind of told us like, oh yeah, they're part of the same MCU universe. But now bringing this character into it brings up all these ideas. Okay, like they might bring those other characters too at some point. And also, how will they do that? Because remember also, they haven't tried anything really, really dark or they're really different other than Eternals. Blade, from what I know, is postponed as of now. So this is their really big, dark character that they're really bringing in. Or also a character that we actually are familiar with. Whereas Eternals, those are a whole bunch of new characters that we didn't know. This is the most beloved out of all those series on Netflix. This is the most beloved. And I would even say like Jessica Jones might even like touch it. But I think for many, Daredevil is at the top tier of the MC or the Marvel shows, if you want to put it that way. So my only worry is that even though the show and these characters are really amazing, but they are also amazing because they were given that space to be amazing in. Because it was not part of the MCU, or at least not in the usual way that we know. So they did things in their own way. The Kingpin character and all, every Punisher, as I said. So bringing that into the MCU with that much darkness to back up, and you're bringing it into a very more fun kind of a 20 or 25 series of movies, and you're going to put all of this right in the middle of it, it's going to be tough. So in my mind, I'm like, as great as the show is, hopefully they have a plan, a proper plan, as you say, because Kevin Feige, he has a plan. We all know it. He always has a plan, but in a proper way that really keeps the integrity of the show and all of these characters and somehow are able to gel with what's happening in the MCU. My thoughts on this is that I think they're going slowly and slowly towards dark Avengers and like the dark era of the Marvel comics or so. Especially with, Secret Invasion series coming out and all. So with the Eternals coming out, they are slowly taking steps towards a more darker tone. So I think even though he's in, I don't think it's going to happen soon. At least those are my thoughts. I don't think it'll happen soon. I think it'll be a few years before he's like really implemented. He might show up as supporting character, which will also can work, but I do think it'll be a bit before we see him. In my honest opinion, I think if they're doing a Wolverine movie, put him there. Put him there. Like two together. Imagine what could actually work in that. Or if they bring in the Spider-Man multiverse or one of the multiverses, he's also part of it. They can also do that. So it'll be a very careful thing that they will have to do if they really want to make this work as it should be. Because I don't want this character change. I think that's what it comes down to. It works because of what this character is and how they portrayed it in the show. So you don't want that change. So those are kind of my thoughts on this. I'm optimistic, but at the same time, I do think in my own way, I'm a bit worried, a bit skeptical. So you all let me know what were thoughts on all of this. What do you think? When do you think they should bring him in? When do you think they should not? Or do you think they just should have left it aside? Even though people wanted this, they should have just left it on its own. Leave a comment below. Let me know. And other than that, I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you like reactions and reviews and discussions, there are a whole lot others on the channel. Please go have a watch. And yeah, take it easy. Take care. And I will catch you all soon. Until then, ta-ta. Ek out.